I'm Ann Webb, Policy Director at Common Cause North Carolina. And these are 5 things you need to know in North Carolina politics this week. Number 1. The fallout continues from the legislature's rush to impose new abortion restrictions in North Carolina. Last week, Republican lawmakers pushed through the new restrictions in just 48 hours after striking a secret deal. Republicans didn't allow any amendments on the bill, which ultimately passed along party lines. Opponents of the new restrictions on abortion access will hold a rally this Saturday at 10 a.m. across the street from the legislature. Democratic Governor Roy Cooper will veto the bill, but whether Governor Cooper's veto can be sustained remains uncertain, since Republicans currently have enough members to override the governor's veto, although several legislators made campaign statements indicating they would not change current abortion law. Number 2. It was a fairly quiet week inside the legislature, with most of the state house gone. Behind the scenes, the Senate is still working on its version of a multi-billion-dollar state budget that will impact everything from education and transportation to elections, public health, and much more. Just exactly when the Senate's budget will emerge from behind closed doors remains a mystery, even to many lawmakers, but it could be as soon as early next week. Number 3. Looming on the horizon are several anti-voter bills that could be taken up this legislative session. Those bad bills would gut early voting, make same-day voter registration unduly burdensome for voters and election administrators, and place unfair restrictions on voting absentee by mail. All of these restrictions would hurt voters across the political spectrum. For example, early voting was the most popular option for North Carolina voters in last year's election, and cutting it would make voting less accessible for all voters. Number 4. We're also on the lookout for any attempts by politicians to restrict voting access for college students. Recently leaked audio revealed that Cleta Mitchell, a lawyer who tried to help Donald Trump overturn the 2020 election, may lead an attempt to remove voting sites from North Carolina's college campuses.
We need to be looking at what are these college campus locations and polling. What is this young people effort that they do? They basically put the polling place next to the student dorm, so they just had to roll out of bed, vote, and go back to bed.
This appears to be part of a nationwide effort by right-wing groups to unfairly restrict voting access for young adults. We at Common Cause and our pro-democracy partners will oppose attempts to restrict access to the ballot box for college students or any voters. Number 5. 3 new members of the State Board of Elections were sworn in this week, with 2 other members continuing their service for another 4-year term. The 2 Republicans on the board are newcomer Kevin Lewis from Rocky Mount and Stacey Eggers from Boone, who is continuing his service. The 3 Democrats on the board are returning member Jeff Carmen from Snow Hill, along with newcomers Siobhan Millen from Raleigh and Alan Hirsch from Chapel Hill. Hirsch will serve as the new board chair. Meanwhile, the board reappointed Karen Brinson Bell as executive director through 2025. Those are 5 things you need to know in North Carolina politics this week. Join us online anytime at commoncausenc.org.